Welcome to this episode of Uplifting News Sleep Aid Daily, where we read you good news to fall asleep to. Today is Friday, April 10th, 2020. Our uplifting stories include a teenage pilot in training who is using his flying lessons to bring much-needed medical supplies to rural hospitals in Virginia. Children of essential workers are offered free camps at the San Francisco YMCA. And 1,800 mothers of LGBTQ kids send a thank you letter to the Schitt Creek cast. Now, breathe in. Breathe out. And relax as we dive into these stories. Our first story is from apnews.com by Matthew Barakat. 16-year-old pilot flies medical supplies to rural hospitals. TJ Kim can't play lacrosse. COVID-19 took the sport away. And at age 16, he can't drive alone. But Kim can fly, and he's turned his flying lessons into missions of mercy, bringing desperately needed supplies to rural hospitals in need. Each week, he carries gloves, masks, gowns, and other equipment to small hospitals. When he made his first delivery on March 27th to a 25-bed hospital in Lurie, he was taken aback by the reception. They kinda conveyed to me that they were really forgotten about. Everyone was wanting to send donations to big city hospitals, he said. Every hospital is hurting for supplies, but it's the rural hospitals that really feel forgotten. Like high school students across the country, Kim was disheartened when school and activities were shut down to slow the spread of coronavirus. In TJ's case, the shutdown ended his lacrosse season before it ever really got started. Kim, 16, a sophomore at Landon School in Bethesda, Maryland, brainstormed with his family in McLean, Virginia about ways to keep active and to serve the community while he had the time. They settled on Operation SOS, Supplies Over Skies. The most recent flight carried 3,000 gloves, 1,000 head covers, 500 shoe covers, 50 non-surgical masks, 20 pairs of protective eyewear, and 10 concentrated bottles of hand sanitizer to Winchester to help supply a hospital in nearby Woodstock. The goal, he said, is to make deliveries to all 7 rural hospitals in Virginia defined as critical access hospitals. The flights will become progressively longer. If all goes according to plan, the final flight would take him to Clintwood in far southwest Virginia. Kim's flight instructor, Dave Powell, said he was blown away when his student first proposed the project, especially since he knew how disappointed TJ had been with the cancellation of lacrosse. For TJ to be more concerned with the needs of others in his melancholy state just reiterated to me how amazing this young man is, Powell said. Kim's father, Thomas, has helped round up supplies, the hardest part of the operation, according to his son. It was Thomas who bought TJ a flying lesson for his 15th birthday. He fell in love with the sky. After I landed, all I could think about was going back up, said TJ, who hopes to attend the Naval Academy and ultimately become a pilot. Indeed, his flying is further along than his driving. His preference for flying over driving is clear. It's a lot more free, he said. When you're driving, you have to be in your lane, watch your blind spot and everything. Thomas Kim said he was glad to see his son channel his initial disappointment at losing his sports season into something positive, something that combines serving the community and his love of flying. The stars really aligned here, the father said. This podcast is hosted on Anchor.fm. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free, there's creation tools to allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Our next story is from ABC7news.com by Wayne Friedman. Coronavirus kindness. San Francisco YMCA offers free pop-up camps for children of essential workers amid COVID-19 pandemic. Sometimes, opposites attract. In this case, they are a worldwide negative turned into a local positive, beating novel coronavirus with rock, paper, and scissors. Tomorrow is Capture the Flag, said Counselor Joshua Cortez. It is the answer to an essential question, and maybe be also the prayers for essential workers who need to work but had no place to keep their kids. The San Francisco YMCA has opened 4 free pop-up camps now serving some 100 children of grocery workers, medical people, and sheriff's deputies, etc., allowing them to work. My parents? They just watch TV, said Antoine Black Mitchell. That's what he told us anyway. Isn't television essential? Yes, he said. What's it like being stuck at home? We asked Anthony Mark. Boring, he answered. Not here, though. We did broach the subject of COVID-19. Worried? We asked Antoine. Just a little bit, he said. But nothing beats fear like fun for all while washing hands, constantly getting their temperatures checked routinely, and keeping 6 feet apart. We tell them, spread your wings like a bird or airplane, said Joshua Cortez. So now your obvious question. How many of these kids have become sick in the last month? Do you really have to know? 0. Take that, coronavirus. Our last article is from nydailynews.com by Muri Asusao. Schitt's Creek cast breaks down in tears after seeing thank you letter signed by 1,800 mothers of LGBTQ kids. You might need to grab a tissue for this, just as the rest of Schitt's Creek wished they'd done during a segment of a recent documentary about the sitcom. Best wishes, warmest regards, a Schitt's Creek farewell, which aired Tuesday after the series finale, featured interviews with the cast of the groundbreaking TV show, as well as all you wanted to know bits about the dad and son creative team, the audition process, and Moira's wigs. But besides dissecting all the laughter and joy brought to life by the Roses and their friends, the documentary was also responsible for some serious tears and loud sobs by the show's co-creator and star, Dan Levy, and some of his castmates. A group of more than 1,800 mothers of LGBTQ kids wrote an emotional letter addressed to Levy, the cast, crew, and writers. The letter, signed by a large private group called Serendipity Duda for Moms, contained a heartfelt thank you note to the Schitt's Creek family about the show's hopeful message of acceptance. With over 5,000 members, the group, home of the Mama Bears, works to make the world a kinder, safer, more loving place for all LGBTQ people to live. The mothers wrote the letter to say, thank you for the LGBTQ characters, relationships, and storylines on the show. Co-star Noah Reid read out loud the emotional message during a roundtable with 6 of his castmates, which prompted an all-out emotional outburst in the room. Your commitment to represent love and tolerance in your show is so important to families like ours, the letter starts. Your willingness to explore, inform, and educate about LGBTQ people and their relationships in an entertaining but respectful and positive manner sets a tone that is often missing, Reid read on, as tears started flowing. You've created new ways for queer viewers to see themselves represented, and in its own way that's just as important as the battles we are still fighting, the Mama Bears wrote. The show, they added, has encouraged us greatly and given us hope about the future of our kids. As sobs are heard in the room, Reid continues the letter. We sincerely believe that shows like Schitt's Creek will serve as a catalyst to help change the world into a kinder, safer, more loving place for all LGBTQ people to live. And because of that, we will remain forever grateful, the mothers wrote. The wildly popular Canadian sitcom has been widely celebrated for promoting LGBTQ acceptance. Last year, the world's largest LGBTQ media organization, GLAAD, awarded the openly gay Levy with its Davidson Valentini Award, which is given to someone who has made a significant difference in promoting acceptance for the LGBTQ community. That's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us at Uplifting News Sleep Aid Daily. If you have uplifting news of your own, send it to unsadpodcast@gmail.com. That's UNSAD podcast@gmail.com. Stay safe and stay inside.